I call upon all nations to do everything they can to stop these terrorist killers. Thank you. Now watch this drive.
Hi, I'm Dr. Justin Frank. I have diagnosed and treated hundreds of patients during my career. People come to see me with a variety of problems. Alcoholism, compulsive hand washing, chronic physical and emotional pain. But the person I wanted to analyze most never came to see me, so I had to go to him. I put George W. Bush on the couch. In my book, Bush on the Couch, I took one of the world's most private and powerful men and gathered every bit of evidence I could to make a psychological profile of him. Speeches, press conferences, still shots, candid paparazzi snaps, memoirs by his parents and wife were just some of the material I used. This is the same technique by which psychiatrists working for MI5 analyze foreign leaders. As I probed deeper into his mind, I noticed many quirks and characteristics that fascinated me. For instance, look at his use of the English language.
It'll take time to restore chaos. Poor people aren't necessarily killers. In my State of the Union, or my speech to the nation, whatever you want to call it.
Look at that famous smirk. It was a smirk that he used when he was talking about executing prisoners on death row. Look at his blank stare when he was told about 9/11. The blank stare indicates how Bush is able to completely disconnect from whatever is happening when it's too much for him to bear. Now that I've gotten inside the mind of my president, I'll come here to take a look at your Prime Minister, Tony Blair. Why is it so hard for Tony Blair to deal with criticism?
No, you're not very sorry, because if you was, you would do something about it. They're understaffed.
Does the fact that he was in a punk band mean that he always lusted after fame? His right-hand man wants his job, so how does that affect his psyche? What is the significance that on a talk show, Tony Blair let it slip that he talks directly with God, that he takes his orders from God?
I think if you have faith about these things, then you realize that judgment is made by the people.
What do you mean by that, sir?
I mean, if you believe in God, it's made by God as well.
What is that about? What does that say about your Prime Minister? Who is this man? Who is Tony Blair? And then, when I'm through with Blair, I'll tackle the rest of the A-list personalities, the ones whose egos we feed and whose lifestyles we subsidize. Who else can I do? Prince Charles? Madonna? Elton John? Paul McCartney? In each episode, I'll look into their emotional history and help all of us understand how their personal experiences, their traumas and their triumphs, shaped what they do and how they affect us. No one who makes their living by exciting the interests of the general public and making money off of them is off limits.